Welcome back to the shipyard in another mm, musings, I guess we'll call this. Today, I wanted to talk about the 50-point rule versus the 3-ship rule. And I think that there's something that could be done to not get rid of it, but to modify it. Because here's the thing, I don't think that both rules are necessary. I think that the game could work if you had to follow one of the rules, both if you so wanted, but not require both rules. Because here's the thing, Borg ships, big ships in general, scimitars, and the like, just need more points in order to work well. And if you give them the points, say let them go to 60, 62, 70 if they want. Well, now they only have 60 points, 60 some points to field another two ships. That means the rest of their fleet is going to be in some trouble. Yeah, they've got one really valuable ship, but they've put the rest of their fleet in a very precarious position. Conversely, if you want to run two ships and have one of them be, say, an oversized ship, then I think you can do that. And by letting somebody play that way, now you enable that as a viable strategy without having to fit in a little third ship and play this thing that you don't actually want on the board. Um, See, resources are valuable in that they eat points, and some of them are points that you don't give up until your opponent takes you completely off the board. So if you enable more flexibility, then you're allowing people to just build in different ways and more creative ways. There's a lot going on in Star Trek Attack Wing. 50-point cap and 3-ship minimum. I feel that it hurts the game more than it helps it. You see, the rules were set up back in the day when Borg were still super duper powerful. They were able to fire at range 3. They spun before they moved. It's the pre-nerf days. 50 points was put into play partially to prevent super dreadnought ships. It was also put in before the whole May ruling that clarified that abilities can only be used once per turn. So that had Wayun Veril as this super combo once you put everything on a Borg tactical cube and you just soaked damage over and over again. And nobody could actually hurt you. You didn't even soak the damage, you just said, you can't attack me. The game's evolved, but the tournament format hasn't. Something needs to change. Something needs to be done differently. If you ever want 4-ship builds to be viable, if you ever want to see big ships be truly viable, then keep the rules in place. but allow players to choose one. I think that will enable far more creativity than we see now. It may not be perfect, but I think it's an experiment that would be worth trying. Perhaps at your local venue. Try it out. See what happens. There's no actual OP scheduled for play in May. Maybe you let your players try it out and see what they come up with. It's worth a shot. The worst thing that happens is that you try it, and people abuse it, and people break it, and then you know. But at least you know. And we can sit here and we can math it out all we want, but we never know what people are going to run until they actually run it. So give it a try, see what you work, see what you come up with, and most of all, let's continue the discussion in the comments, because I want to hear what you guys have to say. So thank you guys for listening, appreciate it. The different camera angle is on a handheld tripod that I'm trying out in preparations for Origins and some other filming that I'm going to try doing for the shipyard. More on that later, as it may or may not happen. Alright, thank you guys again, and until next time, we'll see you around the shipyard. Take care, guys.